All right, with Ronnie Olson of the Shady Spring Tigers. Ronnie, big win for you tonight to get back on the positive side after the loss down at West Side. I thought Gabe Short hitting that 3-point, it was a half-court shot.
Yeah.
With point, you don't ever expect to steal in a half-court shot with point 8. Thought it was a big sequence. You went from one down on your side of the court to up 4. Talk about that spot right there. I thought it was huge.
I mean, that was a big momentum swing because, we're either going to go down 1. I felt like we had a good set. They did foul us, and we did go to the free throw line. So worst case scenario, we were going to be up 1 at the half, which was a big momentum shift in itself. But they fouled us with point 8. We knocked down both free throws, which was very important to take the lead. Then we intercept the pass at half court and just throw it up. So that was he just flicked it. It was just effortless, So those guys, they do those every day in practice, trying to mess around, and I got to huddle them back up and get focused. But that was huge because
you said he hit 2 today when doing that.
We had a good little shoot around. They came and got some shots up. But they had that's a 4-point. We're up 4. That's a 5-point swing within .8. When do you see that often? That's like Reggie Miller when he played the Knicks. So that was a big. We felt a lot more at ease when we went in the locker room, and then we really just kind of imposed our will after that.
And you really did, and I thought in that second, and both your freshmen, Gabe and Eli, especially Eli, had a couple. I think he had a layup, or it was the sequence was 3. Next possession, maybe a layup. That was kind of big too, just to get that space out a little bit.
I mean, and man, it's just like every night it's somebody, right? Like we know Jackie and Jalen, and Kai's been playing well, and he was saddled by foul trouble early, and so what happened? The freshmen stepped up, Brody stepped. I mean, we knew they could do it, and we talked about, after the loss the other day, we were just talking about, hey, trust in each other. We got 6 guys that can score it, and I think. It showed. I think everybody, scored and got in a box score tonight, and they shared the ball, and we were just tenacious on defense. But the freshmen, they played well and they stepped up when they had to, and sometimes their role is going to be different every night. But man, they've embraced everything I put forth for them, and I'm really proud of the way they've embraced it because they're going to be heck of players, and they gave us a big boost tonight. So every other night it's going to be somebody. Hopefully it's all 6, but it was a different situation tonight, and they did a heck of a job.
Well, Jack, you guys call him Jackie. Was not going to go 0 for 10 from 3 again. He looked like he was a little bit inspired. I mean, this is the same team that he was injured against his freshman year, and he came out and hit his first 3. And it was kind of the freshman kind of took it over in the second, but he really got you guys started. He and Bradford both.
I mean, when you look at that box score, you think there's something wrong. Is there a typo in there? We were 1 for 20 from the 3-point line, and it had a lot to do with West Side's defense. Don't get me wrong; they did a good job. They got hands up. I didn't think we played with a ton of energy for whatever reason, but I knew we weren't. We said it right before we went out, guys. We made some adjustments on some different things. We talked about moving without the ball better, but I said, guys, bottom line, we're not going to be 1 for 20 again. And they weren't, and they shot. Jackie made it a point to show
3 for 3 to start.
Yeah, I mean that was big. That was and it was back and forth game. Those are 2 heavyweight fights. That's as good as a team as we played in the state of West Virginia this year. I mean, they are big. They're physical. They've got guards. They can shoot it. That's a great team, and I think they can make a run at the tournament for sure. He's got a good team on his hands. But, Jackie kind of took it on himself, and they weren't awful shots either. And then once you get rhythm and you've hit a couple, it's easier. The basket becomes bigger, and then instead of you got more of the green light when you start hitting shots instead of hesitating when you're 0 for 5.
You guys don't lose a lot of games over here. Do you feel like this kind of righted the ship for you a little bit?
Well, it did. I mean, obviously there's that little murmur in the locker room. We're like, man, we got a tough schedule this week. We went to West Side. We got Logan, arguably one of the top AA teams. I think one of the better teams in the state of West Virginia, period. And then you go to Greenbrier East tomorrow. It doesn't get any easier. So this was all a week I prepped for on purpose. These games weren't put there on accident. These games were here because we wanted to prep for the playoffs, which playoffs is next week. So we want to prep. We want to win every game, but we want to get better, and we want to prep for the big picture. And we've prided ourselves on doing that. And I think all these games have helped us work and see different things. So that's why we composed it the way that we did.
You a little anxious before? I imagine that's that way every year before the seedings come out.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially with the new regional seating, because you hope people vote the way that they're supposed to, but that there's people that probably have hidden agendas and are going to vote a different way. So, all I can have is a moral code of ethics as a coach, and I can do my due diligence and look up people's schedules. And, you can argue maybe for or against one or two teams when there's 1 or 2 wins difference. But, us as coaches, I think we have an obligation to our team. I think we have an obligation to the kids, what's most important, because you don't want to put somebody else at a seed that you shouldn't be, because those kids fought hard on another team, and I wouldn't want to put myself, and I wouldn't want somebody doing that to my guys. So, you're anxious because I turned my ballot in this morning, just in case I had a bad day. I got in late, and something happened, the internet drops, and I can't get it in the morning, so they're due at 10 a.m. They'll come out tomorrow, but, I feel like we solidified ourselves at the 1 seed, and, Charleston comes through Shady, hopefully. So,
Ronnie, always appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Yep.